Before we get into this, if you are new here, this channel exposes what the consumer electronics industry does not want you to know. Every week, a new case file. Hit subscribe and the bell so you never miss one. In a previous case file, we told you about Ken Kutaragi, the engineer who built PlayStation from nothing and was forced out in 2007. That video has been watched over 80,000 times, and the most common question in the comments was the same one. What happened next? What did Sony do with the platform Kutaragi built after he was gone? Who made the decisions? Where did the money go? And why does PlayStation in 2026 feel so different from the PlayStation that defined a generation? This is part 2. And what Sony did after Kutaragi left is worse than most PlayStation fans know. When Jim Ryan became PlayStation's CEO in 2019, he inherited the most successful gaming platform in history. PS4 had sold over 100 million units. God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, The Last of Us. Part 2. First-party exclusives that defined the generation and sold hardware. Ryan looked at that success and made a strategic decision that every PlayStation fan needs to understand. He decided single-player games were not enough. The logic came from finance rather than creativity. Single-player games are sold once. A player buys God of War for $60 and that transaction ends. A live service game, one with ongoing multiplayer, seasonal content, and in-game purchases, generates revenue indefinitely from the same player. Fortnite, Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone. These games generate billions of dollars per year from audiences that bought in for free or for a fraction of a premium game's price. Sony wanted that model. Jim Ryan announced in 2021 that PlayStation Studios, the group of developers responsible for God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon, and The Last of Us, would pivot to produce 12 live service games by 2026. 12 live service games from studios that had spent decades mastering single-player storytelling. The results of that pivot are now public, and they are catastrophic. In August 2024, Sony released Concord. It was a hero shooter, a multiplayer game in the genre of Overwatch and Valorant, developed by Firewalk Studios over 8 years at a reported cost of approximately $200 million. Concord launched on August 23, 2024. It was shut down on September 6, 2024, 14 days on sale. At its peak, Concord had approximately 660 concurrent players on PC. For context, Helldivers 2, another Sony-published game released earlier in 2024, peaked at over 400,000 concurrent players. Concord had less than 1% of Helldivers 2's peak audience, despite costing significantly more to develop and market. Sony pulled the game from sale, refunded every purchase, and shut down the servers. Firewalk Studios was closed shortly after, $200 million, 8 years of development, 14 days. Concord failed for a reason that Kutaragi's engineering philosophy would have identified immediately. It was not built around a creative vision, it was built around a business model. The hero shooter genre had been established by Overwatch in 2016 and refined by Valorant in 2020. Concord entered a saturated market with no differentiation, no innovation, and no reason for players to choose it over games they already played for free. Kutaragi funded God of War because David Jaffe had a vision nobody had seen before. Jim Ryan funded Concord because a spreadsheet said hero shooters generated revenue. The difference between those two decisions is the difference between PlayStation's golden age and Concord's 14 days. In January 2022, Sony acquired Bungie, the studio that created Halo and Destiny, for $3.6 billion. It was the largest acquisition in PlayStation's history. The stated rationale was live service expertise. Destiny 2 had the ongoing multiplayer model Sony wanted to replicate across PlayStation Studios. Bungie knew how to build games that kept players engaged and spending money for years. Sony was buying their knowledge as much as their IP. Within 2 years of the acquisition, Bungie had laid off approximately 250 employees, 17% of its workforce. Key creative directors left. A second round of layoffs followed in 2024, affecting additional staff. Sony restructured Bungie's leadership and integrated portions of the studio's operations directly into PlayStation Studios. $3.6 billion, 2 rounds of layoffs, creative leadership departed. The live service expertise Sony paid for was dismantled in the process of integrating the studio that possessed it. The Destiny 2 player base, which Bungie had built over a decade of content updates, declined significantly following the acquisition as player trust in the game's future eroded. The asset Sony bought for its player retention capability lost players as a direct consequence of the acquisition. Kutaragi's PlayStation never made a $3.6 billion acquisition. He built things. The executives who replaced him bought things and then reduced the value of what they bought through the process of owning it. Days Gone was released in April 2019. Developed by Bend Studio, one of Sony's oldest internal developers. It was an open-world survival game set in a post-apocalyptic Oregon. It launched to mixed reviews but found its audience over time. By 2021, it had sold over 8 million copies. It was Sony's most successful new IP launch of the PS4 generation by units sold. Bend Studio pitched a sequel. Sony rejected it. Jeff Ross, Days Gone's director, confirmed publicly that the sequel was cancelled because Days Gone was not a live service game. Its 8 million copies sold generated 1 transaction per player and then ended. Under Jim Ryan's live service mandate, a sequel to an 8 million unit selling single-player game was less valuable than a new live service game that might generate ongoing revenue. Bend Studio was subsequently assigned to assist Naughty Dog on a multiplayer project, a project that Naughty Dog later cancelled after years of development as the live service strategy was revised. 8 million copies sold, sequel cancelled, studio redirected to support a project that was also cancelled. Kutaragi's PlayStation funded sequels to games that sold 8 million copies. The PlayStation that replaced him cancelled them for not fitting a business model that would itself be revised within 3 years. In February 2024, Sony announced significant layoffs across PlayStation studios affecting approximately 900 employees. 8% of the global PlayStation workforce. London Studio, one of Sony's oldest development teams, founded in 1997, was closed entirely. The studio that had made SingStar, iToy, and PlayStation VR experiences for nearly 30 years was shut down as part of the live service strategy revision. Naughty Dog's multiplayer project, a standalone live service game set in the Last of Us universe, was cancelled after years of development and significant investment. The studio responsible for Uncharted, The Last of Us, and some of the most acclaimed games in PlayStation's history spent years building something Sony then decided not to release. Insomniac Games, which had delivered Spider-Man, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Spider-Man 2 in rapid succession as PlayStation's most productive first-party studio, had internal development materials leaked in a 2023 ransomware attack that revealed upcoming project plans. The leak exposed that even PlayStation's most successful studio was operating under commercial pressure that shaped creative decisions at every level. 900 layoffs, London studio closed, Naughty Dog multiplayer cancelled. The human cost of Sony's live service pivot is documented in the careers of the people who built PlayStation's reputation and were let go when the strategy that replaced them failed. In November 2024, Sony released the PlayStation 5 Pro at $699. It was the most expensive PlayStation console ever sold at launch. The PS5 Pro contained a significantly more powerful GPU than the standard PS5, delivering improved frame rates and visual fidelity in supported titles. The technical upgrade was real and measurable. What the PS5 Pro did not contain was a disk drive. The most expensive PlayStation ever made shipped without the format Sony invented. The disk drive, which Sony built Blu-ray to perfect, and which Kutaragi insisted on including in the PS3 at a loss, was sold as a $79 accessory on a $700 console. The PS5 Pro launched with no major exclusive title. No game existed at launch that required the Pro's additional power to run. The hardware upgrade was released into a first-party software drought, the direct consequence of years of cancelled projects, redirected studios, and a live service pivot that produced Concord instead of the next God of War. Kutaragi launched the PS3 at $599 with a built-in Blu-ray player, free online multiplayer, and backwards compatibility with 2 console generations. He sold it at a loss because the engineering justified the investment. Sony launched the PS5 Pro at $699 without a disc drive, with a paid online subscription and with no exclusive launch title. The most expensive PlayStation ever made launched with less than the least expensive PlayStation Kutaragi ever built. If this is the first time you have seen the full picture of what PlayStation became after Kutaragi left, subscribe and hit the bell. New case file every week. And this story is not finished yet. Ken Kutaragi was forced out in 2007. In the 17 years since his departure, Sony has spent $200 million on a game that lasted 14 days, spent $3.6 billion acquiring a studio, then laid off 17% of its staff, cancelled the sequel to an 8 million unit selling game for not being a live service, closed London studio after 27 years, cancelled Naughty Dog's multiplayer project after years of development, laid off 900 people across PlayStation studios, released the most expensive PlayStation ever made without a disc drive and without an exclusive launch title. Every one of those decisions was made by executives optimizing for a business model. None of them were made by an engineer optimizing for the player. Kutaragi built God of War from a $5 million budget and a director's vision. The executives who replaced him spent $200 million on a game that 660 people played. Kutaragi built the PlayStation to be extraordinary. The PlayStation that replaced him spent 17 years learning that extraordinary is harder than it looks, and more expensive than a spreadsheet suggests. The platform is still here. The engineer who built it is not. And every decision Sony has made since he left has been proof of exactly what they lost when they made him leave.